Okay, if you watched a few of my videos, you might know that my preference actually these days is not for automatic knives. Whether you're talking EDC or tactical folders, it's actually for well-designed manual folders, just like this Griptilian, which I absolutely love. I'm not going to review this knife here. I'll do it in a separate video, but I'm going to use it as a great example of a properly designed manual folding knife. Great deployment, solid lockup, blah 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 blah, all the good stuff that comprises an excellent folding knife design. But that being said, there is something ultra cool about an auto. Okay, I admit it, but I still like manual knives best of all. But in this video I'm going to talk about yet another Benchmade, an automatic variety, that if you're in the market for an auto knife that you might want to consider. And it's this bad boy right here. And yes, this is a limited edition Benchmade Presidio Auto, also called the Auto Axis 5000. That's the model number. And this one is a very limited edition purple handled one, which I absolutely love. The anodizing on this handle is just gorgeous, as you can see. This is an automatic knife, therefore all the limitations associated with automatic knives of course come into play. Read the description for those should you need to. Let's first talk about the blade. The blade is 154 cm, which is a good proven steel, which I like and have liked for years. You don't see a lot of use on this blade, do you? I don't think you ever will. This is one of my collectible knives that I'm not going to thrash upon. In fact, limited edition 22 at 50. That's right. Got this one from PVK. Thank you, Josh, for providing those blades. I love PVK. One of my favorite tactical knife suppliers. No, I don't work for him. What a good looking knife this is. Good looking blade. Nice, super quality, superb quality black finish on that. Mel Pardue logo on the blade. He's the one that designed it. Great blade. This thing came razor sharp. Most of my knife videos, you've seen that I've resharpened most of my knives, either geometry wise or I've touched them up on steel. Guess what? I haven't touched this knife, nor will I, because it is hair shaving sharp and it's perfection as it came out of the box. And I would expect it to be that way because this is an expensive auto knife. Let's see what I paid for this one. Yeah, around 200. It's not cheap. 185, and you can't even, I don't even think they have this one anymore, not in this coloration. If you get the Benchmade AutoPresidio, I think is what they're calling it now, you're going to get it either in a satin finished blade or the black like this, and I think they offer a combo edge too. How about the blade shape on this one? I would classify this knife as a tactical folder knife, capable of both utility and defensive tasks. It's a spear point clip point design. Has a nice swage running down to the tip for supposedly better penetration. Also medium sweep on the blade. For EDC tasks, to be honest, I'm not a super fan of this style of blade. I'd rather have more sweep coming up to the end. I find that to be more useful just for my cutting tasks, and I'm talking about EDC utility use. However, this is still a very functional, very well designed blade, and I like it. Don't need to talk about the lockup in Benchmades. It's always vault-like. Absolutely perfect. Now, aluminum scales on the handle over skeletonized stainless steel. Skeletonized being that they've drilled it out in several locations. Let me get my light and maybe we can see that on the interior. You can kind of see the drill outs there. And they did a good job of it. I mean, they basically drilled out as much as they could in this design. So Benchmade is just a superb knife company. You guys know that, and I'm in total agreement with that. Now, that being said, we have some beefy, relatively beefy aluminum scales over stainless steel liners with this knife. That means this is not a super lightweight knife. 5.6 ounces to be exact. Okay, so that's not really light. And I know you guys are saying, ah, nutnfancy, you're so anal about your weight. And I am, and I always will be. I like 4 ounces or under. But some of y'all have talked to me in PMs and saying, hey, weight is not super critical to me. I am open to higher weight knives. And if that's the case, and if you're looking for an automatic knife, you might want to really consider an AutoPresidio, because it is outstanding. Now, there are a couple hits I'm going to give it, and I want to cover those. So we talked about the blade, the lockup. We're talking about the handle now. Now, as you can see, it has a very unusually machined handle with these bi-directional scales. And I'm going to tell you now, I like them. Does that surprise you? You probably thought I was going to slam them, huh? No, I like them. They're very nice. Now, do they provide exactly what Benchmade says is a really positive, controllable grip? No, not really. The reason I say that is because since they are bi-directional, the only way I'm going to get grip on this forward portion is when I'm going forward, which is actually where I'd want it, because if I'm doing a thrust attack or I'm stabbing a cardboard box, whatever, that's the way I'd want those shaped. So they dig into my thumb, prevent my thumb from riding forward if I'm carrying it as such. Now, if I carry it conventionally, there is no functional jimping on that thumb ramp. That's a hit I want to give this design. They really should make it functional. You hear me say that all the time. Don't put jimping on a blade if you're just going to make it aesthetic. It's a waste of time. Do like Spyderco does and get it right. I mean, how hard is it? Just machine it in there and make it so it digs into our thumb so our thumb doesn't slip. So one dark and nasty day when we have to use this blade and we do happen to grasp it that way, we don't come forward and cut our fingers. Now, that being said, it has a very nice flare around the choil area. Very nice. And it's very comfortable. So yes, you do have a medium-sized thumb ramp. Yes, there's no jimping. But also, the guard comes down here with, yes, again, aesthetic-only jimping for your index finger. So you can hold it either way. So that bidirectional machining is functional forward. However, it doesn't function when we go that way, at least on the forward portion. Now, as our hand goes back, then we go into the reversed machining of the handle, and then we catch. So it is beautiful. I like the looks of it. However, it's not the end-all way to give grip to a handle. In other words, the best, most superior way to do it. Let's be honest. But I do like it. And again, I just fell in love with the purple. I know it's a weird color, but man, is it pretty. Especially against that black. Look at that. I just think it's beautiful. That violet and black is a very handsome color combination. Then we get to the lock. It's the regular axis lock. It's axis auto lock to be exact. And it's very nice. In my use of my 940s, my Osbornes, which I've used a lot, I've never found the axis lock to be wanting. Then again, I haven't chopped down a tree with it, I know. And guess what? I'm going to transition from this blade to its brother. I know I'm a sick man. The same blade in red. I know you guys are just laughing at me. I can hear it. I don't blame you. Look at how good looking that blade is. That's also a limited edition red Benchmade 5000. And what do you know? Josh mashed up my numbers for me. Also 22 of 50. Great looking handle. Oh, man, it's just gorgeous. How about the clip? The clip is also very well done, like all Benchmades, and it's the same clip we've seen in other designs. Very sturdy. And how you doing? They mounted that pretty far back. And I have found that the 5000 carries quite well in the pocket. It's very secure. So excellent job on the clip. And notice everything is tactical black. Even the screws, the torque screws that hold it together. And yes, it is screw together construction. So you could take this apart. Watch where all the pieces fly, because you may need them later, by the way. So that is the Benchmade AutoPresidio is what they're calling it now. Pardue designed Model 5000 automatic knife. Really nice. One thing I didn't mention is the deployment speed. I think it's adequate. It's not lightning fast, but it's more than adequate. And with that solid lockup, it's very impressive. So if you're looking for a higher end, a very strong automatic knife, I would highly consider these two offerings. Actually, this one offering, the Benchmade Model 5000. You really can't go wrong with it if you're willing to carry around a 5.6 ounce knife. But it's very well designed, super strong, great blade steel, ultimate finishing, and uber coolness. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks, guys.